Il futuro per l'impresa.
For a company, future is a daily word. Everything is done for the future.
Barilla presents 100 years ahead of his time, the extraordinary adventure of Pietro Barilla. 1952, from bread to pasta.
The story of Barilla goes way back to 1877 with the opening of a bakery. Riccardo, Pietro Barilla's father, talks about those tough times.
I remember I used to go and collect a few sacks of flour with a small cart from the mill. They offered me credit. With our old small brick oven, we turned that flour into bread. With the money we earned, I would go and pay off our small debt so we could get another 2 sacks of flour. But no more than 2 because that was the maximum credit they give us. We carried on like that for a few years, and soon we began to see some good results.
A family making it through dedication and hard work. So much so that over the years they built a real factory in Viale Veneto, where they produced both bread and pasta. New machines were installed, like the super modern continuous oven by Werner and Fleiderer of Stuttgart, which means they can make 20 tons of bread per day. The same progress was made with pasta production too. Huge mixing machines, presses for creating bread of various shapes, and finally, the drying room. The years pass, Italy battles through 2 world wars, and Barilla becomes an ever more significant industrial presence. Then, in 1952, the turning point.
Il papà, dopo lunghi periodi di considerazioni, di
Dad, after a long period of thought, considerations and concerns, decided, in agreement with our uncle, to close the bakery. You must remember that there was a great deal of affection invested in our bread making, as it was the activity that had given life to Barilla. The whole episode was experienced with immense apprehension, as the turnover of the bread making company had a very similar turnover to the one producing pasta.
Luca Barilla still wasn't born in 1952. But the stories of those fundamental moments in the company's history are vivid within him. Why did his father choose to take such a brave decision?
Papà, in quel periodo...
Dad, during that time, had understood perfectly that the bread market could never have offered Barilla the opportunity to develop as a real enterprise 100%. It would have continued to be a half business and half home bakery. Pasta had a future from an entrepreneurial viewpoint. He already imagined the packaging done in a certain way, and the fact that the product had a long shelf life meant it could last a long time and be distributed over a vast market area.
A far-sighted choice, a radical change faced with courage and responsibility. Thanks to this transformation, Barilla lays the foundation of its growth and that of an entire country, and channels it onto an international market.
100 years ahead of his time, the extraordinary adventure of Pietro Barilla.
Io sostengo.
I'm convinced that the 3 characteristics of an entrepreneur are courage, optimism, and intuition.
E l'intuizione.